We're going to hurry, but we're going to take our time because this is spirit time too. We want to acknowledge the ancestors of this land. We are in Oakland, California. This is Mwekma Ohlone land, and we ask the permission of the Ohlone ancestors to begin.
I ask special permission from my beloved brother, Baba Sekou Odinga. May we begin libation.
We're going to invoke ancestral traditions of indigenous and African people. The first prisons were the slave plantation and the reservation. The first police were the slave catchers and the cavalry. So it's no coincidence when we look at who's behind enemy lines now that it's black and brown people.
The most important thing that we do is get to know each other. The most important thing that we do is to talk to each other.
When this prison stuff started, remember, our own family members couldn't talk to our own family members, right? Our religious entities didn't do nothing. They were shamed.
If I start to hide what has happened to me, no one's gonna know there's a problem.
Feels good, you know, like to know that you're not the only young person facing the same struggles.
What people are referring to as immigrants, there were no borders before the white folks came over here, before there was a European invasion in this land. This was all Indian land.
We're speaking to the intergenerational trauma that has been passed down and put on us through colonization, through imperialism, through militarization, through violence against women and children. And we have to speak these words to each other and then look inside ourselves and find out where we are being affected by it.
It's critical that we understand where our roots are from. My name is my slave owner, Sanchez. The Sanchez. And the language. My native language was Nahuatl. And those are the kind of things that in order to change a person's ideology of what life is or religion or community, you first have to find yourself and understand what your roots are, true roots.
We have a way to heal that works. I know, I should have been dead a long time ago. And many people that I sundanced with were supposed to be dead a long time ago. We were supposed to be dead when Custer first came, when Columbus landed, when the border crossed us. We were supposed to be dead and gone, but we're not. The spirits of Geronimo, Crazy Horse, Lame Deer, all of our peoples live inside of us.
When a system, for example, the school system, pushes the youth out, it's not the youth or the person that's broken, it's the system that's broken.
If we would have had education inside schools that would have actually cared about us, would have told us, mijo, estás bien? Are you sure you're okay? Do you need to talk to someone? Are you all right at the house?
When you approach a young person, one of the first things you should say is, I love you. You are part of my future.
Do y'all know what an OG means? It's not an original gangster. That's not my definition. An OG is an opportunity giver.
I also just give a special acknowledgement to our two spirit relatives. They're the doorkeepers of the male and the female energy, and we honor them.
You all are an open and affirming group of people, and I hope that you can take your existence and spread this shit around so that everybody understands. We have to have people be who the fuck they are.
Part of what keeps me strong is, and I want you to really hear this, daily self-care, drinking enough water, getting enough rest, taking that time, as the brother said, to visualize what the end result should look like. I believe that those daily meditations have led me here in this moment where many of my comrades are fallen. You have to be fearless. That means living in love, self-love.
I work as a community organizer and a reentry service provider, and we've created a welcome home celebration and then a quarterly welcome home resource fair and job fair.
He has about 50 guys who come home and they come together down there at YJC and they build a welcome home pack for all the guys and all the people who are coming home, because they're releasing a lot of aging lifers back to our community with nothing.
If Susan stood up here, she's responsible for probably 25 people. Vonya's responsible for 25 people or more. I'm responsible for a gang load of people that we feed, house, and shelter.
On the 22 years that I've been doing movement building work, I've been involved in transforming lives of systems impacted young people. I've been able to see young people who have been able to change their lives and have an impact on other young people, and it's had a ripple effect.
This is what we do in our communities to try to bring our communities back to health and wholeness. We take 2 pennies and rub them together.
Let our work here today be dedicated also to the next 7 generations so that they may never have to go through the pain and trauma of cages.
This is life. Like, if you want, like, whatever comes from the sun, the heat that comes from the sun, this is what I get from being with All of Us or None and with the formerly incarcerated and convicted people's movement.
That's what we ultimately here for, so our folk can be free.